I'm glad he's here.
I was busy this week doing Jewish stuff.
No, I wasn't. I wasn't doing any Jewish stuff, whatever Jewish stuff it is.
You know,
Bad
buying.
Jewish.
You got to go down to the yarmulke store and buy yarmulkes.
I don't own a yarmulke, let alone several of them.
What?
Yeah.
What is
You know
that
what?
even? I don't know what that is.
The Vatican has more yarmulkes on bishops than we do in this house. Yarmulkes. Are you?
This is a special presentation.
With special needs, Gary.
The only hat I'm wearing has a New York Yankees logo on it, and it is dark blue. Oh God, you have no idea how un-Jewish I am. Here, I am the most un-Jewish of Jewish people. Only when I come up on these shows do the word Jew even come up in a conversation.
What do Jew mean?
Which
It's not a Jew, it is a Kai Jew.
Oh,
is it sort of like the same thing as a Jack Mormon?
No, not really. But it's a big, lizardy Jew, like everybody thinks we are, but it also has a strimel and a hat and a beard. And instead of a nuclear blast, it's probably a fart from too many beans and shit, or too many matzahs. Either way, there's gas.
There's a lot of gas involved.
When you say Jews, there's a lot of gas involved.
oh my God!
God, I can't believe you say that.
I didn't
that's
want
horrible.
to go there, and then you do it.
I can do it again. I can do it all day.
My brother
like Don
Michael.
Rickles, I can do this all day.
My brother Michael did a joke, because he was Jewish,
Oh,
and came in one day. We'd been doing landscaping on his girlfriend's house, and he actually said this, quote unquote, "This is not me making this joke. This is from a Jewish member of my family making this joke." He goes, "My God, it's hotter than a Jew in an oven in here."
Oh,
Oh,
I am.
geez.
And I
the
just
least-
stared at him like, "What the fuck did you just say?"
Considering I was in Auschwitz and Birkenau, which is two separate but equally as horrible places that are stuck together, I've seen what's left of the furnaces. It's not nice. However, I am the least bit offended of that joke. Me and all my feelings, we had a run of about 3 weeks where he had severe insomnia on Sundays. So it's his day off. He's really busy throughout the week, but his day off, he can't sleep, which drove him crazy.
What
But-
the hell?
But when he is supposed to be asleep, I'm awake during work hours. So we had a lot of talks. We went on, I think we went on Discord, and I had a small little button mic at work. So we just talked for about a few hours about, here, there, and everywhere. And it came to okay, I need to sign out in about a half an hour. So I need to jump in the shower because I work at a pretty dirty place. So I really need to take a shower before I go out, because usually on Sunday I do my groceries. And every single time it's like, look, I'm gonna go in the shower. And he started laughing. And I was like, why are you laughing?
No,
Like,
no.
you don't understand. You're not into this. I'm like an outsider to you. It's like, to me, it's a Jewish person saying, I'm just gonna hop in the showers. It's like, I told him, look, there's a joke there, but I'm actually gonna take a shower because I'm a decent human being regardless. But yeah. I need to watch The Accountant before the new one comes out because I think my wife wants us to go out and see it in the theater.
It came out this week.
Oh, it did?
Yep.
Yeah. Then I definitely should watch that.
Yeah, you're not gonna regret it. You're not gonna regret it.
I actually am pretty excited because I was about a couple of weeks now. I've been a bit scatterbrained, and I've been able to do proper work, but I've been contacted by this we'll call it a PR firm about watching a screener. I can't really say any more about it. It's not big, but it's decent. I mean, they don't know the word what the word embargo means, or at least the guy I was through on email. He literally described like, look, we want this, and this, and we don't want any spoilers. I said, no problem. I don't do any spoilers, even for movies that are like 40 years ago. And he said, well, the director might need to go over the video if you do the review. And I said, okay, no problem. Just tell me when the embargo date is. And he said, what is embargo? And I was like, cutoff date? Question mark. And he's like, I will ask. That's what he said. Damn, sometimes the people, I don't want to say the PR firms, right? The people who work at the PR firms are young, we'll call it. It feels like he is a young person working at a PR firm, and all he's trying to do, or all they said to him to do, is you need to contact people who do reviews with I'm guessing it is a sufficient amount of influence, and see if they will do the review, and if they will, agree to the terms, we will supply them with a link to a screener. So I agree.
I've done those before. Who is this for? What film?
I can't say.
I wouldn't mind doing a review, is why I'm asking. Can you send it to me in private?
If I wasn't live on air and admitted to it, then no, I will not send you.
Okay, so don't send me that link.
I will not send you the link because I am not allowed specifically to send you a link.
Or tell me the name. Gotcha.
I will not ever tell you the name.
I will hold you to that you won't give me any of that info.
No, I'm not allowed.
I know.
I have agreed to an NDA. I have not signed any NDA. That's why I said I will hold myself to the NDA and will not give you any link. However, the person who I talked to, it seems like it's like his first time doing this thing. So he has a list of things that I have to agree to. Yet I was not sent any official paperwork before giving the said link, which I did receive about 4 or 5 days ago.
That's
I haven't even seen the movie. And the sort of the nail in the coffin of, oh, I know who I'm dealing with is he didn't get back to me for a while. So I agreed to the terms, but then he kind of disappeared for about a week and a half. And I was like, okay, I guess it takes time to run it through some people. And then he sent me an email. I was like, okay, listen, this is I'm sorry, I didn't get back to you, but don't worry. I'm going to give you all the information. That's one email. A day later, he's like, okay, this is the link to the trailer. This is the link to the teaser trailer. This is the link to, this is the movie. This is the screener. You can take a look. be sure to watch it at 1080p. That's what he said. And I was like baffled, but I said, I have a 2K screen, so it wouldn't be an issue. And I've asked him specifically, why does it matter if I watch it like at a high definition? And I got told you really should watch it at 1080p. So, okay.
How odd.
It's,
Well, what I was
it's
gonna
an odd
suggest to you-
comment. It's a really odd comment, but it just made me realize who I'm dealing with. This guy is definitely not a technical guy. He doesn't know the difference between 1080p, 1440, and like 256. He doesn't. He just doesn't.
The subliminal
but
message in the movie is tailored to work best at 1080.
No. What he meant was you need to watch it as a default at 1080p or higher, but he didn't say watch it at 1080p or higher, because if you put on Netflix, the default is 1080p for most people. But what most people do is they have a really good, nice 4K TV. So immediately they go in and they're like, I want to watch this movie at the highest possible quality. And not every movie on Netflix is actually 4K. Some of them are like janky conversions. Tom can tell you all about it. I've heard him talk about it for like 30 minutes.
Well, there's a compression that takes place with it, and a lot of them aren't true 1080p. I know.
Yeah, it's sort of an AI upscale, or even like they've increased the density of the pixels, so it kind of looks like 4K, but essentially it's an upgraded 1080p.
Not to
like I
mention
said,
that
I know I basically know all the technicalities, but I couldn't tell you 4K from an upscale 4K.
Okay, so what I was going to say was, what I was going to suggest, just give my information to them if they want to send me a review copy.
I will contact him and see if they're up for it. Plus, essentially, you are the bigger channel, so you might, if they contacted me with 2.7, they will probably get back to you. But we'll see.
All right, man. So
he seems he seems like a good dude, I guess.
Who, the guy that you're talking to, or the director, or who are you talking about?
No, I didn't talk to the director. It's a PR guy. It's just a peon in a PR firm, and all he's got to do is
have to seem nice. It's that job.
Yeah, I know. They're a PR firm, so when I say nice, I kind of infer from the text that he has a very strict guidelines and he doesn't know what it's all about. It's like somebody tells him, look, remember to tell those guys who you're contacting with to make sure they watch the movie at 1080p. So the guy I'm talking to doesn't necessarily know what that means. He just regurgitates that into whatever amount of influencers he's actually contacting. I'm guessing I'm not the only one.
Yeah, you're probably not.
I mean, the last time I did that, I actually got to have a conversation and like an interview with the director. I don't remember the name of the movie. I think it's The Last Chance. Do
we have any comments that we should be addressing?
About what?
Well,
Because I
About
am
the movie?
literally drawing, and I can't. I don't know if there have been any questions.
No,
there
it's,
hasn't
not
been any
yet.
questions.
it's just Gambit in the chat.
That's it.
Gambit and
Ah,
Bill.
Bill was there
And
too.
you already saw Bill's comment that the second movie is he thinks it's as good as the first one.
Yeah, I heard
So-
one reviewer that I took their comment with a grain of salt because they felt the first film was boring and drawn out in the middle, and I'm like, that's called storytelling. Yeah, I'm
What?
like, that's called storytelling. So and character development. So I don't think I'm going to trust your review.
Yeah.
Hi, Sander.
He probably was missing the lack of speeding autobuses.
Yeah, he wants a shootout every 2 minutes, is what it sounded like when I was listening to his review.
I've heard that nobody wants to hear insightful reviews anymore. They just want to hear slop. I will leave it at that. I had want to say I had a long conversation with my wife that I had to describe a lot of things to her from like the YouTube stuff. And let's just say she vehemently disagreed with me about things. And I told her, well, it is what it is. Some things are, YouTube carves lanes for people. And when they are in the lane and YouTube promotes them, or at least their channel, then the feedback is you're doing a good job because you're rewarded with viewers, subscribers, and eventually cash. So you're thinking, well, I'm doing a great job here, but I don't necessarily enjoy it, or I do enjoy it, but it makes me sick sometimes. I mean the content I'm making, not me specifically, people who go into these niches.
Yeah.
And sometimes you want to leave that niche, but you know that once you do, then YouTube doesn't love you back at all. So they just keep on doing it. And it's a shame because sometimes it's just slop.
Yep. Oh, I've been punished by them.
Me too. It's weird, but that's how this specific algorithm works. I think it's really weird to talk about it, but yeah, it's just something to do with behavioral science and how people really choose what to watch and what to consume. And most of us, including me, we watch a ton of garbage, and somebody has to make that garbage. But if you're like a internet guy like I am, then you're probably have one screen, or even if you don't have two monitors, even if you have just one monitor, you have something to listen to that is in the back, and you're doing something else, whether it's work or play or whatever. But you consume via headphones, just audio, plenty of slop.
I think I'm the only person on YouTube who doesn't have a second monitor.
You'd be surprised. A lot of people don't have a second monitor.
I don't know what I'd do
Really?
without my second monitor. Oh.
That is
Yeah.
no way to live.
I wish I had one, but ever since I'm with you, Gary, there's no point in getting one. because that's another thing I would have to drag over there or sell.
It's the point I was never mind. My wife had the same thing. My wife had the same thing where at her workstation she had a monitor, but then somebody added a second monitor on top of that. And now she is really annoyed when she works at home because she doesn't have room for a second monitor. Her desk is like this big. It's enough for a laptop and somewhere to put the drink. That's it.
And they are usually very close together. Too close.
Mm-hmm.
My cat Loki killed
Now this
3 keyboards by knocking my drink over them.
That sucks.
So there are so many layers to this film because at its heart, it's a drama. And then there's also the action thriller aspect of it. There's the mystery thriller aspect of it, where you got to start piecing things together, and you try to piece it together before they show it to you. That's the kind of film it is. It also deals with the subject matter that's close to my own heart, which is dealing with autism and being on the spectrum. And I love the fact that this character runs a school where people who are high on the spectrum can go and not only live, but learn to function in this fucking world.
I like his attitude because when the father asks something about diagnosis or something, he says, we don't label people here. And then later the father asks, is he going to be able to have a normal life? He just looks at him and says, define normal. I like that attitude.
No, I don't. You need labels. Labels are names, are nouns.
Well, that's the problem with these films is that people want to leave the label, but what do? They're still talking about it, which is a label.
That thing
when we were watching the making of this thing,
and it was so
all they needed to spend was 2
aspect.
minutes talking about the autism factor, but they spent a long time talking about it, which goes against what they're saying. They're being hypocrites.
Also, this movie is showing a person on the spectrum using it to do a very risky job, and a job that requires a lot, not just in a physical way.
And the other thing is that other thing that I despise is that phrase of, well, what is normal? Define normal. Normal is defined scientifically. Statistics makes a definition of what is the meaning of normal.
Yeah, but the father is completely missing the point of what this person is doing.
No,
by seeing what do we have here and how can we teach you to use it and to function.
The father is right. The father is right. He says,
no, I disagree.
If he's bothered by loud sounds and bright lights, he needs more of that, not less, because the world is not going to be any other way to accommodate him.
Individual norms and then there's social norms. So you're talking about two different things right now.
Oh, here she goes.
I mean, what is normal?
Well, that's what I'm saying. There are different layers of normal. There's social norms, and then there's individual norms. What's normal for you? What's normal for him? That's why I used to get mad about school, because programs were not in place when I was in public school to deal with someone who had what I have. And so therefore I fell through the cracks because I wasn't normal. I didn't learn the same way other people learn. I learned a completely different way. And I'm a straight A student on my own. If you leave me the fuck alone, I'm a straight A student. but teachers were taught to interfere with students. So I struggled in elementary school because they were constantly trying to make me learn the way other kids learned, and I don't learn that way. I can't learn that way. And so I get what Martin is talking about, because there are socio norms and then there's individual norms. And what's normal for someone like Ben Affleck's character in this story is not normal to anybody else.
What about Norm Macdonald?
Norm Macdonald is always the norm.
What about Norm from Cheers? No.
Oh, he is. There is no one else like him.
Is George Wendt still alive?
Yeah, he is.
Wow, he's a happy fat guy.
He looks so unhealthy now.
Yeah, probably.
He was
Did
one
he
of
go?
those guys that looked healthy as a fat guy, but now he looks like shit.
Did he do the Hollywood diet thing?
I don't know.
You said he looks bad.
Yeah, well, usually people look bad when they lose too much too quickly, and that happens on that drug.
Yeah.
Let me see if I can find a picture of him. It's George Wendt is his name, and he got together for one of the anniversary specials, and oh my fucking god, he looked awful. Here we go. Let me see if I can pull this picture up. He's in a wheelchair now. I didn't know who the hell he was when he came on camera. I was like, ooh, gross. He came on the camera. I'm trying to find a good picture here. Yeah, the guy's 76 years old, and he requires help going up on stage and shit. But I guess this is probably one of the most recent images right here. Can you guys see it?
Yep. Wait.
I opened up Google Pictures.
Oh, wow.
Here he is.
Still looks pretty big.
This was the anniversary thing they did. Open image in new. You know, I did not know that she and Danny DeVito broke up. I had no idea. I just found that out this
long time ago, actually.
Did not know that. So there he is.
He still looks pretty big, man.
Yeah.
All I know is he just looks like shit. He's got bags under his eyes that have bags under them. He's got bags with bags under him.
I mean, Ted Danson still looks good, and
you could put brown hair on him and he wouldn't look much different.
Pretty much.
What's his name looks pretty good too. And Frasier, his show got canceled. That broke my heart.
Mine too.
The new one?
Yeah, it got canceled.
I hate that they did that.
It just didn't get the numbers. Yep.
You can't do a revival like that. It never works for me.
It was great though.
They tried to revive the 70s show and do the 90s show with kids and stuff, but the kids were
terrible.
I'll tell you what, the kids, it's not that they were not funny or the script wasn't funny. They were not likable. Because Eric Foreman, the character, not the guy playing him, Eric Foreman, the character, was likable. You could have made that 90s show with a likable Eric Foreman. But what they did was they tried to hold the old cast. So they still have Red Foreman, but they also had Eric Foreman, and his daughter is like the supposedly the main
The new main character.
attraction. It just doesn't work. Do a show, call it that 90s show, and do like you did in the 90s for the 70s, right? So you're in the 2020s, do it for the 90s. I mean, there's a bigger difference, but it still can work. It's just odd. The people who lived through the 70s and then watched that 70s show, maybe just to, to find out what's going on, they had no frame of reference because there was no that 50s show. I mean, it's probably Leave It to Beaver or whatever. But you still can't do it and have the crowd that was only born in the 90s or something, or like early 2000s. So they have seen a little bit of it, a taste of it, but most of your audience is like an older crowd. So it could still have worked, but they had to move away from the old cast. Otherwise, it just doesn't work.
Yeah, when I saw the promos for it, I'm like, this is not going to be very good.
Yeah. I mean, regardless if it was a Netflix show or not, because it's a toss-up. It's like every show. It's a real toss-up. But if you start off at the back foot, it's,
Anyway.
Yeah, I wish I could say something, but I have no idea what you guys are talking about. So
Anyway, in this flashback scene, we learn that for some reason he ended up at Leavenworth, and he's been tutored by a less than reputable accountant. So here's when he learns all the tricks of forensics accounting. And he gets quite attached to his mentor. Man, I love that we have John Lithgow and Jeffrey Tambor in the same movie. That's a treat.
you mean the old guy who tells him to read people's moods and
Hey,
feelings?
Read by Nature is here.
Hi, Reed.
So he used to make accountability jobs for very dangerous people in the world, and he takes this job because it's just a technical company, not cartels or gangs or any of his accustomed clients. He said, well, this is gonna be easy. This is just a technology firm that make prostheses. This is gonna be fine.
Well, he
Walk in the
mostly
park.
cares about the numbers anyway. That's the most important thing for him.
So
I
Hey,
have nothing
Meth,
to say. I haven't seen the movie.
I cannot hear you, Meth.
I
No,
hear him just fine.
Can you hear me now?
No. Wait. It
He
may
wants
be
me to.
my settings.
But
Yeah,
what
that's a
Martine-
problem with your
changing
end, Martine.
What
Which, in
Martine
fact, it
says.
is.
What Martine says is that he.
Okay, talk to me again.
He's talking all the time.
Now you're messing with me.
What?
No, I can hear him. Just
Now
let
you're
him
messing
say
with me.
something, please.
No.
No. Oh,
What are you
Interesting.
talking about?
I have no idea.
thank you, StreamYard, for changing my audio input output.
What are you talking about?
StreamYard fucking with his settings. Did it with
Get
mine
out
too.
and come back. You're the producer.
Yeah, but it's very annoying when StreamYard is making
Okay,
changes.
I think I'll be going then. I'll be back.
While
All
you're
right.
there, like.
It's time to put this entire show on my back. No problem. So Ben Affleck is a sad addict.
Dude,
We'll call it.
I haven't seen him in so long that when we started watching this movie, it took me way longer than I want to admit to figure out, oh, that's Ben Affleck.
I mean, I'm being, I'm being a little bit facetious, as we say. Ben Affleck has mostly good movies, and he is a pretty good actor. He's a pretty good actor. However, he is addicted to gambling, not drugs. Maybe drugs, but I never heard he was
alcohol. No,
he likes to drink. I'm not sure he's an alcoholic, but he likes.
Yes, he has been on rehab. He has been on rehab.
For gambling, I think.
No, alcohol.
Okay. That doesn't really work when you're trying to be an actor. But it seems like a lot of his movies are, really good, and he is really good in them.
Okay, I'm trying to get to the point in which we left, or I left.
I like that he did a lot of training and research for this film, for the fighting, for the weapons,
for the fighting,
for the weapons, the fighting, and learning about autism and Asperger's in particular.
Tell you what, though, those Asperger's do not taste nice.
They do not
my
taste
goodness.
like burgers at all.
You guys.
You need to have at least one Asperger.
No.
What I found funny is in one of the behind the scenes stuff that we watched, one of the people working behind the camera, they said he came from action movies. He went on to do another action movie, and he was required to lose some of his muscle mass.
Yeah, because he is so bulked up from Batman.
Imagine that. Having to lose muscle before doing an action movie. That's how buff he is.
And one of the cool things about this to me is that you've got Marvel's Punisher in this, and Marvel's Daredevil, and DC's Batman in the same movie.
So Jon Bernthal is in this one?
Yeah, he plays his brother.
Oh, okay.
Which you're not supposed to know that. Yeah, you don't know about that mystery until later.
Oh, damn. Well,
he spoiled the whole shit for you.
That's what he does.
Wow.
I'm talking about the goddamn fucking movie. Of course I'm going to spoil it. Are you fucking kidding me?
Yes, we are fucking kidding you.
Oh my God, look at him. Look at him.
I have to say, Gary, you never fail to disappoint. You never fail to disappoint. I love you, man. You are the best. I'm not even, that is not even close to being cynical. You are the best.
Tom Bacon has some choice words about this movie.
That was awesome.
Get out,
you are so into like drawing and stuff. You cannot comprehend the slightest bit of sarcasm in my voice.
I knew it was sarcasm
because you're so
but I'm
focused
still
on something else.
to it. Because here's what I'm thinking. People in the audience don't know you're being sarcastic.
They do.
No, there's a lot of people that do not understand sarcasm.
Oh my god! Breathe, Meth. Breathe.
Clary broke math again.
I may or may not have to step away for a second.
Yeah, go get the oxygen tent.
Yes, correct.
Correctamundo.
Oh,
Wow.
God.
Tom really didn't like the movie.
You're the only one here, Tom. You're on your own.
And Meth, because he hasn't seen it yet.
He has every right not to like the film. If he doesn't like
Yeah.
it, he doesn't like it.
No, I'm enjoying his vitriol.
Yeah, but calling it garbage is a little bit harsh, don't you think?
Well, I mean,
Oh,
that's the way he feels. I mean, how many times have he said he liked the film that I said was garbage?
True.
He's fine with it.
I recently rewatched Count of Monte Cristo, the
Which
one
one?
with
Which one?
Jim Caviezel.
Oh, Jim Caviezel.
There's so many various, like there's TV shows, TV movies, miniseries, French films, American films, British films. It's insane. And you gotta give props because it is essentially the quintessential stereotypical revenge movie.
It is.
Or revenge story. We'll say that. After I've seen the Jim Caviezel, the 2002 Guy Pearce one several times. And I don't know what, man. It's not the best. Could not put my finger on it. That's why I kind of was like lukewarm when I did my review. I was excited to go and to rewatch it, but then I was like, I mean, it's okay, I guess. The best things about the movie are fleeting. Let's call it that. It's like, ooh, Henry Cavill's in this. All right. So he's a part of the big kind of spoiler, but he wasn't a great actor when he was that age. Let's just say that.
Well, I'm
the best
big
thing about the movie is Richard Harris and Guy Pearce, but that's about it.
I'm a big fan of the book. I have my copy there, hardcover. I look for a big size edition of the book. I've been a fan of it since I was a kid, and I'm not gonna say that the adaptations are bad, but I have never been satisfied with any adaptation of that book, and that bugs me with till no end.
You know why? Because they drop a few plot lines. Because if you would have include everything out of everything in that book, even the miniseries would be a bit of a slog. I mean, I love the story, and I particularly love the fact that it's tied into Shawshank Redemption. It's a wonderful, wonderful line in the movie that I particularly love because it's about a prison break, which is not. It's a revenge story. It's not a prison. It is a prison break, but it's
a revenge story in which there is a prison break.
Yeah, it's not about the prison break. It's about the revenge story. The prison break is a tool that happened to get you to the revenge story.
In the end, it's not even about revenge.
Yes, it is.
Because yes, he spent years planning and executing the plan to get his revenge, but when he's getting to the end, he realizes that he has accomplished nothing, and he abandons everything to go with the girl.
Yeah, well, that
it's about learning live your life. Your life is not a quest for revenge.
I will just stop because it's not about Count of Monte Cristo. I didn't say the movie was bad. It
No. I'm
just
talking about the
was not
story.
good. We're talking about the story.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
Um,
there's a new one that came out a
The new
year
miniseries.
ago.
Actually, there's a foreign one
Yeah,
and an American one.
that were like recently.
Yep.
Stick with the book.
It's fine.
I haven't watched either of them.
I haven't seen them either. It's not like I'm chasing that story.
Yeah.
I've seen it so many different variations of it throughout time. There was a good TV movie. I think it was a British production. It was really good, and I think they did it over the Passover vacation, which is about 2 weeks here. When I was a kid, every day there was I didn't know it was a TV movie. I just knew it was a movie. It was on TV. They had The Count of Monte Cristo, Treasure Island, 2 Sherlock Holmes ones, if I remember correctly. I've seen that version too. That
This
version
is the
is
version
really
that has
good.
been listed more often than not as
That's the
the
one I've
best
seen.
adaptation.
I
of
think so
the,
as well.
book.
Hey, we have Scott here.
No.
Hey, Scott.
Hey, Scott.
And I think I saw Paul Smith in the chat too.
I mean, the first one that I could research was 1954.
Hey, wait, Meth, give me a second here. Tom Baker, we are trying to discuss this movie because this week the second part was released. So yeah, it has a sequel now. How about
I'm
Yeah,
that?
looking forward to watching it.
It only took him
Ouch.
9 years.
Yeah.
And here's one that you guys probably don't know. Did you know that this was also a comic?
No
The
one.
Accountant?
Yes.
Who wrote it?
It was adapted. I don't know. It was adapted from the screenplay. And
okay.
it was released a few months before the film came out. It was released back in 2015 by Vertigo, which is a DC imprint.
Yeah. Vertigo also did Constantine. Well, not Constantine.
Hellblazer.
Hellblazer.
Yeah, I got to admit, that was one of the few comics I got into after 86. And I think Steve Johnson and his wife, Virginia, who is a childhood friend of mine, introducing me to that comic. And I'm like, this is fucking good. Whoever wrote this is good. Neil Gaiman. Sounds quiet.
Yeah, I have nothing to say except for I don't like Anna Kendrick that much.
You know, I think the funniest thing I heard ever said about her in this movie was she looks like someone didn't tell her that this isn't a rom-com. She was so out of place in this movie. Her little bird-like features, and she's like, she thinks it's a romantic comedy between her and Ben Affleck. Watch just their scenes and tell me that's not what you get.
Oh, she's into him.
It's funny as shit.
Just from the slideshow, he doesn't seem to like her.
He does.
He doesn't know how to like people, really.
He doesn't know
He
how
likes
to
her.
express it.
Yes, he doesn't know how to express it or what to do about it. But he cares for her. His handler is preoccupied because that concern of his about her. It's the first time that her handler sees him do something like that, and he makes things for her that she doesn't get. He's doing it for her.
Also, want to point out the big shocker at the end of the movie is who his handler is.
Yeah.
Yep.
I mean, you can spoil it. I don't mind.
He already said it. It's his
You've
brother.
already met her. You've already met his
Oh.
handler.
At
Oh,
the first scenes.
Yep.
Oh, yeah, but I don't
Yeah.
think we had enough of her in the slideshow. And Mev wasn't paying attention to the slideshow.
Oh no, was it?
So
One of the characters who has Asperger's in that home, that group home that he funds, that's his handler.
All right.
And when you hear her talk and stuff, you would have no idea. I really, that caught me so off guard. I went back and went, wait, what?
That was
That's the
pretty cool,
handler?
but
It really threw me for a loop. I was like, not expecting that.
I did not expect the guy that he's fighting at the end to be his brother. That was my what the fuck moment.
I
Even
figured
though
that
they're
early on.
brothers.
That was one of the things I figured out pretty early in the story.
No, I did not.
Well, I guess that means I'm the writer.
That means I'm the regular viewer.
I am the writer now.
I mean, when he's talking to John Ligo, when the brother is talking to John Ligo, and
Let's
John
go.
Ligo, let's go. Okay, thank you. And let's go. Describes the how the accountant behaves, and you see the expression of John Bernthal. I got a suspicion there that he may be the brother.
Oh, that was absolutely, because I notice in the storytelling process that we see him as an adult, but they've gone out of their way not to identify what happened to the brother. And that for me was the telltale sign.
Huh.
It was like they went out of their way not to show what happened to the brother. I'm like,
well, they don't show his parents either, so I was just like, okay, this is about him, and you
Oh,
just
no,
see
no,
his family
yes,
in the flashbacks.
you meet the parents,
Oh,
the
well.
mother dies, and the dad raises him, and then that's his dad right there. You're seeing it. Just watched him get his ass handed to him. That's
I
daddy
Both of the
right there.
kids.
And both kids receive the same training. And again, that is another sign that Jon Bernthal is his brother.
Yeah, now you point that
Because
out.
it didn't make sense to me for him not to be the brother.
Mother, brother.
Brother.
I was
Well,
gonna say. I was gonna say they did a good job with Ben Affleck's hair dye because it looks very dyed.
Imagine
Yeah.
Kathleen
Talk about
Kennedy
that.
being a part of this and saying, "Well, wait, what if he's not the brother but the dog?"
Oh, shut up.
Yeah.
What are you,
the fuck,
Kathleen
Matt
Kennedy?
Dean?
Yes, exactly.
What if CAT really spells dog? And if you know that joke, you are in my good graces. If you know where that joke is from, you are one of the good ones.
I'm a bad one then.
You have Anima, I do not expect you to know what I'm talking about. It is so obscure.
Okay.
Do you want to take a guess? You know what? I'll give you a guess. What in the scene made people say that line?
I have no idea.
You know, if we haven't seen the movie or show or the scene, there are no clues that can point us to there. You understand that, right?
There is a clue.
Yeah, but if we don't know the scene, it doesn't matter.
Now I feel dumb. Thank you for
I'm
making me
trying
feel
to.
stupid.
Yeah, I'm making you feel stupid. No, then it wasn't my intention. My intention was to have
It always
have
makes
a
me feel
laugh
like a
and have a
bad
guess.
nerd.
It's such an obscure line from a movie that is not the best, but I have a soft place in my heart for it.
Well,
What is
by
it?
all means, enlighten us.
It is from Revenge of the Nerds 2, The Nerds Go Down to Miami, or The Nerds in Miami, something like that. The thing is, if you know a little bit about Revenge of the Nerds, it's college kids, right? So they're in a fraternity, and in the United States, all the fraternities have these like Roman letters, and the nerds are in a house called Lambda Lambda Lambda,
Mhm.
Thailand.
and their collegiate rivals are in Alpha Beta. So at one point, the Alpha Betas take the Lambda Lambda Lambdas and they throw them at this like island because it's in like in Miami. So they throw them in this like forgotten key. But what the nerds found out is that the entire island is filled with marijuana, like wild marijuana. So all of them, they're desperate. They're trying to get to this convention thing, but they're all over in this key. And there's no way out. So what do you have to do with a ton of marijuana is just roll it up and smoke it. So everybody gets a puff, and after the puff, they each have this line where it's supposedly a profound sentence, but literally it's stoner garbage. The thing is, one of the people who gets stuck with like taking care of the nerds is one of the alpha betas that the other alpha betas don't really care for, but it's a big brute called Ogre.
Ogre.
And he's not really smart as the nerds. So his like profound sentence is, what if CAT really spelled dog? And then he, puff, puff, pass. And all the nerds are like, whoa. It's a great fucking line. And it's one of the best scenes in the entire goddamn movie, which is not, generally speaking, not the best movie at all.
Well, I've got two things here. One, this video.
Hello, good evening, and welcome to the middle of the film.
And I'm trying to find, because I've got that video of Ogre yelling nerds. Is it on?
Nerds!
Oh, that's where that clip is from.
That's from the first movie.
Where is it? I don't see it in our...
Did you sacrifice it for something else?
I wonder.
Because sadly, sometimes we have to delete clips to make room for new ones.
Oh, and I
All
love
to keep
that
you
one.
entertained, guys.
By the way, YouTube hates Revenge of the Nerds, the movie. They hate it. I've made a review about it years ago or 2 years ago and didn't do so well, but none of my videos did well at all. I thought, well, I can take it down, retool it a little bit, retouch it, bring it up to 4K because I can render it in 4K right now, and put it up. And I did that, and it got exactly the same amount of views.
Oh, yeah. They do that to us all the time.
But the
Hey, 11 Alpha's here.
Yeah,
here you go.
Hi, 11 Alpha.
Here, this is for you, Matt.
Fantastic. It's like such a great movie. It's so fun. It's funny. And like I think I said it last time, it was 9th place in the box office for the entire year of 1984.
How come that doesn't surprise me? I thought it was a really fun film. I went to see it a few times in the theater, but I was one of the first people to say, "Yeah, when he goes down on her in the ballroom, that's not consensual."
No.
Yeah.
She thinks it's somebody else.
Yeah. But when she discovers it's him, she does not resist.
Nope.
Which is so unrealistic.
Yeah,
Yeah,
because
that-
she's a whore.
Is that a movie that I need to watch?
Oh, Revenge of
I
the
mean-
Nerds is a must see for anybody who calls themselves a nerd.
It's
a
That's
fun
why I'm
really
asking.
funny.
I'm
It's
sometimes
really
not sure
funny.
I am a nerd.
Have you seen? Did you watch Animal House together?
I
Hated
hated
it.
that movie.
Okay,
Who
so
wants
you
those 2
have-
hours back?
then you'll definitely will
What
not
a
like
bunch
Revenge
of
of the Nerds.
bullshit.
That's why I haven't shown it to
No,
her because
fuck no.
Yeah.
But she
if
has
you don't
to
like
watch it
Animal
one
House,
day.
then no. Then you won't like Revenge. Revenge of the Nerds is Animal House if you can go a little bit more raunchy.
and be
Yep.
about nerds.
Yeah. Essentially.
Because the nerds are the heroes.
I mean, you can watch it, but if you didn't like Animal House, the chances that you will not like Revenge of the Nerds are high.
Okay, first off,
doesn't mean you won't like it. It
I
just
think
means
movies like Animal House are made for guys because guys find that shit funny.
yes. It's
Girls are
definitely
like,
a
"What
movie
the
that's made for guys.
Seriously.
That's his laugh. Also, a young, oh, I just forgot his name, that was on ER.
Yeah, Anthony Edwards.
Yep.
Love Anthony Edwards.
Yeah, he was Dr.
He-
Green, right?
Yep.
Dr.
The one who
Green.
dies of
Died
a
of a
brain tumor.
tumor,
Yeah.
yeah.
One
Was
of my
not a
favorite
tumor.
characters on that show.
It's
In
Dr.
his
Tumor.
case, it was.
Yeah, it was.
Well,
One
Scott
of
says
my
that you should
favorite
see it.
characters.
You should
see it.
see it and even dislike it if you like. It's, it's not,
I hate movies like that.
but it's funny. It's
It's
got
so
Yoshi.
whiny.
It's got an Japanese man riding a kid's tricycle while drinking beer. What's not to like about that?
Okay.
I don't care.
It's funny.
Yeah, but it's silly funny, and I don't do stupid funny because I
Oh,
don't
then
find that
you'll-
funny.
Then, like I said, you'll definitely hate Revenge of the Nerds.
Oh, I already know that. The moment you mentioned Animal House, I was like, yeah, fuck off.
Animal
Not
House.
wasting my time on that.
House.
Oh man.
Everybody do the Bluto.
Hey,
Come on,
Nadia's
baby,
here.
dance with me. Baby,
Hey,
if
Nadia.
you do the Bluto, you'll get an A in lobotomy.
Gary,
Bluto,
shut the
Nadia.
fuck up and say hello to Nadia.
Nadia, have you watched Revenge of the Nerds?
Nadia, admit that you liked it.
No, she doesn't have to like it. Just watch it
No,
once.
I'm not telling you to say she liked it. Admit you liked it. 'Cause I bet
She
you
says-
Ooh.
She says, miss ya, guys. I'm sure what she actually means to say is, I'm enjoying not having to do a show with Gary at the moment.
See, she's a cultured individual because she has watched it. Not necessarily liked it.
No, well, she says I have with a smiley
She
face. So
watched
she liked
it.
the movie.
which means she liked it.
Yeah.
She liked it.
In my head, she likes it.
We're going
Uh,
with that answer, and you don't get to change it.
We
I'm
are
not going to
covering
change
that.
anything, but I don't want to watch that.
We're covering that movie for my birthday this year.
Yeah, in fact, speaking of that, mine's coming up here. I'll be hitting the big 61.
Mine's coming up 2 weeks before you. Nobody's talking about that or asking me if I want to choose one.
Baby, you're just a young girl.
So it's still a birthday.
Oh my God.
What?
What's going on?
Oh, with Mary
Look
Jane.
what Nadia said. Look what Nadia said. Yeah, she did like it with some Mary Jane.
I don't get it.
Marijuana.
Pot.
Oh,
She meant she watched it with Peter Parker's girlfriend.
I haven't heard that one for Dope yet. That was new.
It's Mary Juana, Mary Jane.
Yeah. Never heard
Well-
it called that, but
Don't smoke. What is it? Don't smoke marijuana.
Marijuana.
It's bad, okay? It's bad, okay?
maybe you should get me
Nucky.
drunk before watching movies like that, Gary.
Hey, Penny.
Don't have to be
Penny
drunk.
has-
Just
Penny
drink a
has been
glass of
lurking.
wine or two.
Might have helped with Animal House.
I mean, you'll see more guy asses in that movie than women asses. Essentially.
And it's one of the Carradine brothers in it too, and I love that. I love
Robert.
Robert Carradine
Robert?
is awesome.
Yeah, Robert.
And because I love his brother, not David, but Keith. Keith is
The-
great. Fucking
The
actor.
self-asphyxiation, Keith, or
No, that's David.
oh, that's David. That's right. Never
He's the
could
one who was
remember
in the-
which one it was.
He's the one that was in Kill Bill and the TV
Yeah.
series Kung Fu.
Kung Fu, the one that he allegedly stole from Bruce Lee.
Well, the executive producer did,
Yeah.
and he apparently was high on
Oh.
every episode, like high as shit. So when you see him squinting, it's not trying to look Asian. He's apparently fucking high.
Trying to look where to walk. Well, it happens.
And a lot of people don't know this, but Keith is in that too. Keith plays the young version of him, Kwai Chang Caine.
Wasn't Qui-Gon Jinn? Never mind. It's a joke. It's a
that's a-
joke, Gary.
that's a
It's a
different
joke,
one, yes,
Gary.
Different.
It's a joke.
I feel,
But I
to see
wouldn't
the
be-
humor
I-
in it, Doctor.
I wouldn't be
joke.
surprised.
Do you not know what a joke is? Yes, it's a story with a humorous climax.
Yes.
Pardon me, Doctor. I'm receiving multiple distress signals. I'm certain you are. What movie is that?
I want to say Airplane, but I'm not sure.
No. That, of course, is Star Trek IV: The Voyage Home, right? That's when they get Spock's Katra back in his, body.
Yeah. Yeah.
You mean to tell me that I have to die before we can talk about your after-death experience? I fucking love that movie. I love the dialogue from all of those films when they really pay attention to the relationships between McCoy, Spock, and Kirk.
Yeah.
The
You know what?
Trinity.
When we did the show about the voyage home, we had both Tom and Clobby. It was a great show. Absolutely fantastic. And to be fair, I think I like it better than The Search for Spock. And it's a kind of a trilogy because 2 is Wrath, 3 is The Search, and 4 kind of concludes that timeline where it's a full story of the characters. It's sort of a trilogy-ish. And Wrath is essentially number 1. Even though to me, Undiscovered Country is really close. But The Voyage Home for the longest time was like a personal favorite of mine, just because it had a lot of like humor, and it kind of showed that the actors really were settling into like, yes, we don't know this is the end, but we know that we're close to it, so we're just gonna have some fun with it. Plus, they gave a lot of like really funny lines to Uhura, to Chekhov. Like, where is the nuclear vessel in
Vessels.
Alameda?
Oh, that's over in the naval shipyards over in
Yes.
Alameda. That's
Yeah,
what they said.
exactly.
The,
And
the
that
funniest
chick that
thing
said
though
it-
was Kirk trying to fit in by cussing.
yeah.
Double
Not calling it
dumbass on
colourful-
you.
Colorful language. Hi, Penny.
I noticed that you've been speaking with a lot more colorful metaphors, or what you've been saying is laced with far more colorful metaphors.
Yeah.
That's a great line.
That was a great movie. Scotty trying to interact with the computer.
That's my favorite part of the
Hello,
entire movie.
Yeah.
computer.
I know, right?
Computer.
You have to use the
Like,
mouse, and
you
he's
have to use the
talking to
mouse.
A mouse. How
I know.
sweet.
Computer. And for the longest time, and this is something that kind of connected me and my wife, because she loves Star Trek too, is that scene, which is essentially my favorite scene, talks about transparent aluminum.
Which is real now.
Now there is transparent aluminum.
Yeah.
It's an actual thing that they can make. It's so funny.
That is cool.
And of course, it should be listed as created by Montgomery Scott.
No, they have a name for it, like Professor. They call him like Professor Scott or something like that. Not Montgomery. And when McCoy's like, you do understand, we're giving them like really good, futuristic material, and he's like, who knows? Maybe he invented the thing already. It's like,
He should know.
he should know who invented it.
And what's even better is like the glasses joke, the gag with the glasses, where he has to sell them and he says, well, I'm not worried about it. We'll get them back in the future.
Yeah.
I'm gonna lose them again.
Scotty isn't the only one violating the Prime Directive. McCoy is too. When he gives that woman medication to grow a kidney back.
What is this? The Dark Ages?
Yeah, chemotherapy. What is this? The Dark Ages. He's so shocked about that.
No,
Wait.
he's upset that they're drilling a hole into his head to like relieve stress.
Yeah, pressure. Yeah.
Oh, that.
Here, take this pill. It's like, the guy cured me.
I want to rewatch that movie now.
It's just a fun movie that happened to be involving the Enterprise. If you look at it as like a very long episode in, let's say, the latter half of the third season, where they kind of knew that they're gonna get canceled, it's sort of that way. Plus it has like, time traveling through catapulting through the sun, which is a theory, which is was debunked at the time, but they used it on the original show. Why not use it as a movie? Because why not? Plus they had that banter between Spock and Kirk, and then Spock
always
and
the best
McCoy.
part.
It's always the best parts. So they just have fun with it. And you can tell, if you knew Leonard Nimoy, and especially his politics at the time, you could tell that whole whale storyline was all about like Nimoy.
Yeah, Nimoy is very political. I mean, even with Star Trek 6, that was all
Yeah.
him with the Russians and the Klingons.
Yeah.
But I love Nimoy as a writer and as a director. And he warned Shatner, because Keith and I have talked about this on the show. A lot of people don't know why Star Trek V sucked. It sucked because that's not the cut. Shatner's cut is over 2 hours long and has more of a story to it. What they put out, Shatner almost wanted his name off of, but Nimoy warned him. He said, "Do not trust Harve Bennett. Harve Bennett will screw you." And he didn't listen to him. And that's what happened. Harve Bennett was the one in charge of the final edit of that film, and it's garbage. Still has some great stuff in it. Like, what does God need with a starship?
Yeah.
I mean, what a great fucking Star Trek line. Plus the jokes. The only thing I thought fell flat was Uhura dancing and singing on a dune. That was weird.
And the 3-boobed cat lady who fights with Kirk. There's a lot of things that are goofy in that movie. And I told you this last time when we were we talked about Galaxy Quest when I was here. And I told you the most famous part that made it into Galaxy Quest that was supposedly on the Final Frontier on Star Trek V was that rock monster. And that's why Galaxy Quest is such a great homage to everything that has to do with Star Trek. Is they know about that detail that they tried to do this rock monster, but it didn't really work. And the whole plot line was there's a rock monster. We can't get through it, but we need to get to this entity. So what do? We just beam it aboard on one of the cargo holds and then jettison it out into space. That was the idea. And they actually made it work in Galaxy Quest.
Yep.
That's the most fantastical thing you can ever imagine. And it's such a great, smart writing.
Just curious, what was, in your opinion, the best line in the film? Because I have mine.
From Final Frontier?
Yeah.
Probably what does God need to do with a starship? Probably.
I think that is the second best line for me.
Oh,
I need my pain.
I need my pain is my favorite.
That's a good line.
I love that entire scene. I love that entire scene because it just shows that Cybok can't get the wool off of Kirk. My favorite funny moment is the fact that the trio leave Scott to go up the shaft. And Scott's like, I know this ship like the back of my hand.
Oh, yeah, that was...
Bang!
That one actually pissed me off because I'm like, as funny as that is, I'm like, Scott wouldn't do that.
Yeah, I know.
So my favorite line in that film is when the alien changeling kisses Kirk and then leaves, and then Bones pokes his head. What is it with you?
I like
was
when
a
he's
great
fighting the
fucking
alien and the alien morphs into Kirk, and Kirk said, "I can't believe I kissed you." And the alien said, "It was the best moment of your life."
Oh, God, yeah.
That's not from the Final Frontier. That's from the Undiscovered Country.
Oh, yeah, Undiscovered Country. Yes.
The shape-shifting alien is an Undiscovered Country.
Oh, is that Undiscovered Country? You're right.
Yes. When they're in
Still,
Ruapente.
I consider that one of the funniest lines in all of Star Trek.
Okay.
What is it with you?
I mean, I'm Kirk. Damn it. Fuck you. Oh, God.
I love that on Stargate Atlantis, they use the term he's kirking it when Shepard hits on a woman.
Yeah. Well, it wouldn't be a great homage if they don't do it, right?
It says Scott off to mess with the Prime Directive and to entertain and playing music.
Have a good
You-
one, Scott.
Yes, man. Rock their
Hi,
world.
Scott.
Show them why you're the music man.
The music guy.
The
Same thing.
Music Man is a musical.
No, he calls himself the music guy. He also always knows a guy when it comes to dealing with stuff.
I have a guy. I know a guy.
Yeah, always. That's a catchphrase.
Yes. That
I have
Sound like
nothing to
Billy
say about
Joel.
the movie. That's why
Yeah,
I've been
Billy
talking
Joel.
everything around it.
Okay.
Just so we're clear. Just
I
so
know.
we're
You
clear.
said I'm coming here to derail the show. That's what you do.
And you're
Yeah.
good at it.
Usually I don't try to derail the show. It just happens.
Sharansky says the accountant is Spock with more killing.
More
Yeah, Spock
killing.
with more killing. Yeah, Spock with more killing.
It has a pretty good head count, though, without Spock. I mean, he's a beast. And he's
Who?
very efficient.
The accountant
The
himself.
accountant, yeah.
Hmm.
Because of the way he's wired, he's very efficient. He's not wasting words, he's not wasting time, and like the way he fights, not wasting movement either.
Did he bust through the door and say, "I'm a CPA"?
No, but they
Damn it.
they did
Nobody
little
knows what
research on
nobody knows what CPA means. God damn it.
No.
Certified public accountant.
CPA means accountant.
All right.
Now I really need to watch this movie.
It's good. You'll like it.
Oh, and you got Commissioner Gordon in it too.
Gary Oldman is in this?
No, he played Commissioner Gordon in Ben Affleck's Batman movies.
Okay.
He also played J. Jonah Jameson.
You know what? He needs to play Perry, what's his face? In
Perry
Superman.
White.
Just
Oh.
Perry White, just to have the trifecta. He won't.
It would be compared too much to J. Jonas Jameson.
Well, I think it's a mistake when they do that. They just pick all the actors from the same pool and just keep hiring the same actors just to be in comic book movies.
I mean, in terms of Hollywood, they just want the sure thing. It comes from that. They're like, okay, this guy's proven, then we'll take him. It's like the IPs. Oh, Superman is a proven IP. We'll take that. We'll use that. Is Spider-Man a proven IP? We'll take that. No problem. It's all about not gambling and not losing with hundreds of millions of dollars, essentially. You don't want to be that exec, that is like, okay, I'm going to go with a $30 million movie with actors that nobody heard about, or $100 million, let's say a blockbuster, with several people that nobody's heard about, unproven talent, and maybe possibly a director that goes off on his own and does whatever he wants. And the budget is technically 100, but essentially it's 130 because the director just went crazy with it. Because that's how things were at a certain point. And they tried to curtail that, but, It's Hollywood. They really are. They dislike gambling on a not sure thing. Not a sure script, not a sure story, not a sure actor, not a sure director. And it causes a lot of artistic stint. So causes a lot of stale things. Oh, we're doing a remake? Why? Because it's a proven IP. It's like, okay, let's do Revenge of the Nerds 17.
Yeah. Ah, motherfucker. Sounds like we got some storms rolling in.
What is Gambit talking about?
I don't know. What do you say?
Well, this scene goes beyond being out of the left field with the autistic assassin.
Which scene?
This one,
One-
the final fight.
Yeah, I think this. But what does he mean, being out of the left field with?
Unbelievable.
Oh,
It's a baseball term.
That came out
that's
of
why
left field.
Hmm?
I said, well, that came out of left field. So, yeah, it's an old axiom. It's an Americanism.
Yeah, and I'm not getting it because I give two shits about baseball.
Coming out of left field is just coming out of the left side of the playing field.
They used to have other phrases for that, and I can't remember what they are.
Yeah.
Later.
Yeah, baseball and American football are two of the things that I'm never going to get, no matter how long I'm going to live there.
And they're like the easiest fucking sports to understand.
Football, no, but baseball is pretty easy.
Makes no sense to me.
Forget Gary. There's like the basic rules of football, and there's like the modern football rules with all the don't crash into people's knees and all that stuff.
Oh yeah, they changed a lot of stuff.
They change a lot of stuff to protect people, and all it does is not.
Well, the
protect.
funny part is they do that, and they think that by adding padding, they're protecting them. The fact is, the more padding you put on them, the harder they hit each other.
Yeah.
So it ends up working against itself.
Yeah, but it's not just about that. They have certain rules to essentially to make the game flow better, to what they say the rule is for. And all it does, it just causes more penalties, and that slows the game down. But, that's football talk.
Yeah, to me, football is just a bunch of guys who keep crashing into each other. And like, what's the point in all this?
To score a touchdown.
Yep. It's all about scoring.
It will always be beyond me.
Yeah, because you're not a guy.
Maybe.
Guys love to
I
score.
mean, I'm definitely not a guy.
You could be
But-
catfishing me. But haven't you guys met? She still could catfish me. I'm pretty gullible.
I think so. We had a talk with our agent from the immigration agency who's helping us, and I think he was amused by just interacting with the two of us because Gary was being Gary, and I told him to shut the fuck up, idiot, at one point, and he was just smiling all the time. He found us funny.
Yeah, but because that's how old couples actually behave.
That's what everybody told us when I was over there. Are you sure you're not married already?
That I get that a lot with my wife, because every time we get introduced to new people, they do not understand the dynamics. It starts off with, "Oh, you guys are too cute together," and then they kind of we settle into our married life, kind of how we speak. Because I know her when she interacts with people, and sometimes it could be infuriating. So I'm being infuriating. And and then they kind of realize the dynamics, and it's like, holy shit, how long have you guys been married? Like a long time. I mean, not that long married, but we've been together a lot, like a long time. When we got like when we were together, started to date, it was still not the millennia.
Oh,
Hmm.
nice.
It's been that long.
So no more opening doors for her.
Shutting doors, essentially. Hopefully, it will hit her ass. But yes. You're saying Jesus, but she would know the reference and laugh.
Okay.
Man, oh man. Now I love meeting your daughter and your son, and now I want to meet your wife.
I think she went to bed. My sister-in-law was here earlier when I sat down to talk to you guys. She was still here. I can't really hear anything because the headphones, but because they were discussing finances and stuff.
Fun.
Essentially plotting the death of their. No, just kidding. They were just going over like financial planning, just making sure. I don't remember if it was about our financial planning or her sister financial planning. One of them. Essentially making sure that everybody has enough money to get through retirement, because we're not young, but we're not old.
Oh, another thing that happened, it looked like this week, by the way, was a shark attack there in Israel.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
It
drove me crazy.
Video of it.
It drove me crazy because before the attack, there were people who saw the shark, like kids who saw the shark. The shark was, going in between people, and they were like, "Oh, look at this shark!"
In between kids.
In between
the
dude.
kids. Yeah, it's
Unreal.
crazy, dude.
If I would have seen that, I was like, "Get out of the water!"
The water, right?
Out.
Right to when you see the blood in the water, and I had to stop the video.
I've
seen too much gore in my life, and I just don't want to see anymore. Real gore. Yeah.
During October 7th, I've seen 7th and 8th. I've seen way too much stuff. It was not healthy. And my wife is like, "Have you seen some of this shit?" Because I couldn't see it. It's like, don't watch it. Literally don't watch it. I've seen horrific things. So I don't want to see a guy get eaten by a shark. No, thank you.
Absolutely.
Man, the guy's living in my town, dude. He's got 4 kids. And he's a dumbass. He's a dumbass for actually, he knew the shark was there.
Yep.
And my daughter was in a beach close to there that day.
Wow.
What?
Unreal. Yeah.
God damn, dude.
She said people on the beach knew that something happened with a shark. So on the beach, they already knew something was happening with the shark. And she said, "Yeah, we saw the shark, so we didn't go in the water." I was like, yes. It's like they saw that the beach is where it was. It's close to a power station. So the water is warm because they use the seawater to cool off the generators, right? Or whatever. They use the water for something. It's a gas powered station, so there's no nuclear stuff. There's no nothing. So there's no coal. So they're not actually destroying anything. It's just salt water, and they use it to in inside pipes to cool off things. Okay, not a big issue, but it goes through the system and then it goes out, and it's warm, salty water. So it's warm water, and the sea over here gets it gets really warm when it gets to summer, but it's not summer yet. So the sea is pretty cold. So all the marine life just conglomerates near that space because it's warm water. So there's plenty of prey. Sharks come in. But I've never heard that sharks go that close to like the beach. It never happened over here. You never get to see sharks. You know that they're there, but not on the beach. I've never seen a shark on the beach. Never heard of a shark on the beach at all.
Sounds scary.
Yeah.
I remember when I was living in Croatia, they were beginning to have shark sightings because the Adriatic Sea got so warm. Then you have the cruise ships, so apparently bring them with them. I don't know. Always scared me.
So I said it in the chat, Gambit or Tom. I plan to see Tom the remake or readaptation of The Amateur tonight. There's a copy of it available, TS copy. So I'm gonna go see that one.
Yeah.
You lulled yourself?
No, I was LOLing what he said.
Yeah.
Right here, autocorrect is having a blast, and I hate autocorrect.
Oh, yeah.
This is one thing I've wanted to own all my life, right there. The what it's called, the Streamline RVs are like incredible, and I always wanted to like own one and live in one and just Airstream. That's what it Airstream.
You are a giant human being, Gary. How would that work?
That's
the fancy one. That's the fancy one. The original one is like a really small box. It looks small. Like
that's like what Lucy and Ricky, Lucy and Desi made a movie before the TV series where they went out in the country and they were in an Airstream, one of the original Airstreams. I can't turn on my camera for some reason. StreamYard's fucking with me. Plus, I've got a gnarly storm come in, and lightning hit like just a little bit ago. You couldn't hear the thunder, but man, it's gray outside, like gray.
Well, you're in Missouri.
Yeah, Missouri.
Missouri during the the change between winter and summer. So I'm guessing it's not that fun.
The weather is not fun in that place.
See, he went out.
I mean, they say you don't like the weather in Missouri, give it 5 minutes.
I think.
Hey, Max Demon.
I think he's out for the night, or he went out to reset. I couldn't tell.
No, he's in the back office with his devices not connected, so it's probably unplugged the camera or something. I keep forgetting that you can't see the back office like we can.
Yeah, that's fine.
I got so used to it. It was confusing at first when they gave me the admin powers, but I never go on other people's shows, so this is my normal, seeing all this.
Yeah, if you're a guest on somebody else's show, it's pretty bare boned. You can only see yourself down there. You can't tell if there are other people in the lobby at all. You have no way of knowing.
I know.
And
I
you
remember
have
that.
Private chat and comments. And if you're a producer or admin, whatever, there's so many different buttons. You don't even know where the private chat is.
It
unless you
confused
are
the shit out of
on
me.
unless you're on the private chat and just looking at the private chat, but then you miss everything else. I had to train myself not to do that. See, there's Gary's handsome face.
On the pink camera. Because
Yeah.
the side camera makes it look so pink. Like, dude, is your blood pressure okay?
No, it's just white.
I'm
down.
having a stroke. Oh.
You're
He's
not
just
allowed
about
to.
He's about to snap.
No one's snapping.
It's about to snap.
Oh shit! Shit's about to go down. No. Anyway, you can see the closet has no door on it.
Did it came out of the closet?
No, that way I can go back into the closet whenever I want.
No, he never really left because it has no door. So technically, the room is just an extension of the closet. So he's
That's
still in
right.
there.
That's right. It's an extension. The closet and the room itself is one room. What is this?
Better have a closet with
annoying
no
thing
doors
is-
than a bathroom with no doors.
When the Dutch in their underpowered.
Oh, here's the
cars-
bathroom that comes with cats.
I feel for you on this one, Alpha.
Oh yeah.
By the way, the first time I went on the Autobahn, I was shocked. Looking to the side of the road, and there were people, women, men, occasionally just pulled over and squatting or pissing. You know, guys would just piss. I saw a woman squatting. I'm assuming peeing, but maybe pooping. I don't know. Right there on the side of the Autobahn.
Well,
It's-
yeah. If there's no restaurant anywhere close, that's how you.
Yeah,
go
we're
when
not
you have to
now
go.
nearby.
It's-
And it's I get why they do it, but it's can't you go a little further away from the car? Maybe
It's
go
a
in the tree line?
dude. It's a European thing. Americans
Is it?
never pee in public whatsoever. I don't know. I see it all the time over here. People just need to pee. They just stop. There's a place to
Stop where they're
stop.
at.
They stop, go out from the car, and just pee. They
Oh,
don't have to go and
mostly
find bushes.
that's what women do, though. Technically, most women would seek some kind of shelter where they're not fully visible. Men don't care; they just whip it out and pee wherever they are
Yeah.
when they have to.
It's not
They
a
do
big
it on
problem.
the
Uh,
streets here sometimes. I mean, they turn to face the building, but still, come on, dude.
The hotel we
Public
stayed at
restrooms.
in Malaga had a public restroom downstairs where the restaurant is and where the front desk is. And there's this public restroom. And I went in there, and there's this Mediterranean guy. I don't know if he was Spanish, Italian, but he was dark skinned, big, heavy set guy, bald on top. And there's like 4 urinals. And I walked in to pee in one of them. I'm all the way over to the far right. And he came over and grabs the one right next to me instead of going to one of the other ones.
Ooh,
And it had
that's
one
a
of those
no-no.
gigantic fucking leather cocks. It comes out, whips that thing out. And I mean, it sounded like it hit the porcelain. It made a thump.
Ugh.
I think he was hitting on you, Gary.
I was really disturbed, and I was like, I like midstream cut off, and I'm like, and I just
He-
went, flush it,
he-
put my stuff away, went and washed my hands, and left. And I told my dad, the guy was weird. Dad just
And
laughed at
look, I when I was like a teenager, I went to a lot of basketball games. And
Yeah.
even there's the etiquette of, okay, if there's 3 stalls and 2 people, we have 1 stall apart. If there's like, if it's like halftime and everybody needs to fucking pee, then it's, free for all. Plus there's way too many people. But like almost all the stalls are occupied. All the urinals are occupied. And there's like 4 people waiting online. Then yeah, you're probably like shoulder to shoulder with a lot of people in the urinal, but otherwise people just give people space.
Well, I've always like done that. Like when I go to the bathroom, if there's like a handful of stalls and there's a guy already in one, I go to the furthest point from him to give him privacy, and also because I have a shy bladder. And
Well,
I
that's a
wanna be
different
able
that's
to
a different thing.
create-
Hard
Yeah,
to
I gotta-
imagine that anything about Gary is shy.
Oh, I will like if somebody talks to me while I'm peeing, I will stop midstream. Oh, it's doing it again. See? I
Yeah.
gotta switch cameras. I don't know what's going on with this camera. What do you think, Martin? Should I get a new camera?
You can get a nice webcam for like $79.
Yeah, this is $150 when I bought a few years back, but it is a few years old. And I'm just wondering if it's losing. In basic, when the entire company had 5 minutes to use a bathroom, oh my God, yes, the most taxing thing on my shy bladder was the military. And by the way, 11 Alpha, I don't know if I told you this before. I assume I have, but we had to go to one of those old latrines while we're out on field training exercise. This thing was made of wood and was as old as World War I. That's how old this fucking latrine is. And it's dark wood. You go inside, there is no light in there. And your mind, because it's in the middle of the country where things get moist and wet, you know there are black widows in there and possibly other critters. So everybody's nervous going in there, but I'm in the back of the line as the squad leader. So everybody gets to go in front of me, my squad. And so they're going in there. And finally, when it gets down to about 2 of us, I open up my pro mask case that we all carry on our hips. And I pull it up and I pull my pro mask out and I clear it and seal it and put it, putting it on, and walked in there. And everybody was like, why didn't I think of it? I said, because that's why I'm one of your leaders, because I'm smarter than you. And I thought of that because I didn't want to smell your shit and piss or the last 100 years of shit and piss that's probably still down in there. And it stinks. It is so nasty. Because standing outside, you could smell it. It smelled like death.
Ew.
And I would love to see 11 Alpha's comment on that, because latrines are so gross in the military, except the one in the barracks, because you got to keep that one pristine. Like, I want to eat off the floor. And I'm like, you don't want to eat off the floor, even if it's clean. That's just weird.
So only the one in the barracks ever gets cleaned? That's what it sounds like.
Yeah, pretty much. It's like the ones that are out in the field, I don't know when they've been serviced. I mean, first of all, like I said, they're stained dark wood, and I don't know if that's natural stain.
No, it's not.
On that wood. And it just smells like a mixture of rotting human excrement, urine with tons of ammonia in it, and the smell of that chemical that they put in it to try to cover that smell. And it's just really gross. Yeah, field latrines are the worst. In the world, all the bathrooms have glossy black tiles, so they're basically like mirrors. About 25 years ago, I was introduced to the CEO when he stepped into the adjacent stall. Hey, you got some extra toilet paper over there? I haven't seen 11 Alpha's comment yet.
No,
He hasn't said anything for a while.
So actually, in basketball, I was good at defense, and I couldn't shoot worth a shit. I really couldn't. And come to find out, it's the astigmatism in my eyes. Like, I couldn't even understand, like, how can I play pool, but I can't shoot basketball? Where the crap? I've got great eye-to-hand control. So, and finally, it's like, yeah, it's your eyes. You've got fucked up eyes. And so I stuck to what I was good at, defense. And yes, I can talk and dribble, dickhead. Army field latrines are among the most violent smelling things out there yet. There you go. Thanks, buddy. Except the the tow range at Fort Benning. The NCOIC there made sure it was well aired and even added flowers. That's unusual. That's really unusual to have someone actually give a shit. Dickhead. Yeah, I grew up in that era, man. I play well, Martin's played with me, Call of Duty. I used to play it on Xbox, and now I just play it off the PC, but I get in there and I decided I cannot stream the games that I play because I will throw out the F word, not fuck, the other F word. I will call somebody the F word. and when I think they've done something shitty. And boy, you don't want to do that on YouTube. You don't want to yell that word.
I've seen several people do it on YouTube and not get flagged at all.
Really?
No, I
Yeah.
watched Gary play, and I don't think that this is streamable material.
Yeah, it's not for public consumption, the things that I say to people. Oh my God. Like even my friends will tell you, like, I've got this, I'm still friends with guys that I met on Xbox in 05. And I still love these guys. We used to travel to see each other and shit. We're really good friends. We stayed friends. And this one's Carlos. He's a fucking redneck. And that was his nickname, Redneck Rampage or some shit like that. His call sign. And he loves it. He will like post. He says, you should have heard some of the shit Gary said to people in fucking Xbox. And I would fuck with kids in particular. I'd start talking like this, like, oh, little girl, what's your name? I'm a boy. Oh, that's even better.
There's nothing wrong. There's nothing wrong with the word fazool. Fazool is beans in Italian.
Pasta fazool.
Pasta fazool. Yeah, it's pretty.
Yeah.
It's a weird combination, but it works.
Yeah, I do like the word fazool. It is a good word. I used to live with this Chicago Italian kid, and he made pasta fazool one weekend because I never had it before. I knew what it was, never had it, and he made it. I was like, holy shit, that's good.
It's a weird combination in your head because you're not just like pasta and beans. That doesn't really work, but it works, man.
Here's why. I was broke as fuck in college. Okay.
Oh yeah.
I was going on the GI Bill, so that means I was broke all the time. Because the problem with the GI Bill is you have to pay first, and then you get reimbursed by the GI Bill. That's how that works. A lot of people don't know that. And
that makes no sense.
And I was living on fucking ramen noodles and tuna and cheese. I had a lot. I always got cheese. I always got tuna, and I got ramen noodles, and I would mix them. And it's dairy, protein, and some carbs, and it really worked. It kept me energized and stuff. And then I moved in with this Italian kid. I wish I could say his name, but we don't like each other anymore. And I called him a name, and it ended our friendship because I thought he was a shithead. But anyway, he came in and taught me a cheap way to live is on pasta fazool. And I'm like, that's all I ate for a while was pasta fazool because it's just as cheap as getting ramen, tuna, and cheese. And a lot of garlic butter too in there. You would melt the butter in a skillet, and then you would throw the pasta in with it, and sometimes even put Parmesan on it. It was really good. What's Tinker Train? What's this? There's this other. I like rice noodles, and I get them. And there's this one that is really. It's not cheap, but it's really nice. I mean, it's not expensive either. It's about $2 for a little container about this big of this teriyaki rice noodles, and they're really good. And I splurge every once in a while, and I'll put some. What do they call that? It's the frozen sliced meat that you steakums. I'll defrost some of that and put that in with my noodles while it's cooking, and man, it's good. Yeah, teriyaki beef in particular, or I'll get the teriyaki chicken and put real chicken in. And man,
the problem with modern teriyaki is that it's not really teriyaki. It's more like corn syrup with a little bit of
you got to watch which ones you get.
Flavoring.
Yeah, it's the one I get is with the actual it's actual teriyaki sauce that's made with pineapple and pineapple juice and soy sauce. And I make my own teriyaki sauce anyway. If I don't want to use the little packet that comes with it, I can make my own pretty quickly. I get low sodium and I get Hughes's no sugar added, or really it's sugar free teriyaki sauce. And I'm telling you, man,
I mean, you
Hughes
can have sugar in it, but
is good shit.
just from the pineapple. So just the fructose from the pineapple would be nice. It's not a
Hey,
big
guys,
problem.
Guys, we have the Snortopopos
And what do you want,
here.
Martin? You don't talk for an hour and then you like butt in. What do you want?
Fuck off. I want to wish Snortopopos Cubir a happy birthday.
Happy
That's what I
birthday.
want.
Oh, that I did. I already wished him because we're friends on Facebook, and I wished him a happy birthday.
Who
How you
uses
doing, buddy?
Facebook?
Snorty.
How many years is that in human years?
7.
Do polar bears go like dogs?
I'm joking. Man,
Wow.
I've seen 2 bears fight in a Twitter video.
Thank God that didn't end with the word fucking.
No, fight. 2
Oh.
bears fight.
I'm like, where's this going?
2 grizzly bears fight. And the caption is, don't think you can get away from that if you think you can outrun this.
Oh, you can't. 35 miles an hour, man.
Man, one of them had the rear flank sliced open. There wasn't,
Ooh.
you didn't see any blood coming out of it. It was just like sliced open, and the bear was still fighting. It's insane.
It will fight to the death, dude.
Yeah.
It will. Yeah, it's crazy. Here's
Hey,
what I was
Bush
talking
in
about,
the
guys.
house.
This is Hughes's sugar-free sauces, and
I push.
their sugar-free teriyaki is amazing.
Mm.
I also like their barbecue sauce. They make 4 different barbecue sauces. They make hickory. They make smoky. They not smoky. Sweet, and then they've got spicy, and then spicy sweet, and it's just really good barbecue sauces.
And you know what's crazy,
Hughes's-
Gary?
What?
I'm getting my teriyaki sauce made like a company from Thailand, and it's still just water, sugar, like stabilizers and all that shit, and soy sauce, like 14% soy sauce.
Yeah, it's the way I was taught to make teriyaki sauce was with pineapple, soy sauce. What is the other one? Oyster sauce.
Yeah, it's
And,
just
and
an
then
extra
add a little sugar.
fermentation. You add things to the soy sauce, and then you have to ferment it again, because soy sauce is for fermented beans. You have to ferment it yet again, just to combine the sauce.
Oh,
Hello,
Penny's here. Hi,
Snowdipus.
sweetie.
Hello, Snowdipus.
Yes, and Bush.
She's been here
and-
for a while.
Bush
Yes,
is here.
and-
Yeah.
yes.
What's up, buddy?
And you know, the secret to getting away from a bear is not being faster than the bear. It's having someone with you who you are
That you go
than.
faster than, right?
Yeah.
It's like the line that he said in Walking Dead in season 2, when they leave that school and the zombies are following him. He says, I don't know how we're going to outrun those zombies. He says, I don't have to outrun the zombies. I just have to outrun you. And he wounds him and leaves him there on
Yeah.
the ground. That was when Shane was a fucking psycho. Fucking maims him, and he ends up
psycho.
the zombies attack him. Hi there, Penny Sugar Bumps. Oh my God, that's Sugar Bumps. Oh man.
Well, way to go, Bush. Dude, so happy for you.
I
Man,
knew it.
great
I
news.
I knew it. When he and I talked the last time, it's like they weren't hurrying up. And
That's
I'm
the
like,
last I
they're
heard
not
about that.
rushing.
Yeah.
They're not rushing to meet with you and tell you. He said it. He said it in a conversation. He says, yeah, I don't think I absolutely do not believe for a second I have this. He says, if it were, they would have been more of a hurry to get a hold of me. And I went, there you go. You nailed it. So
I'm happy for you.
that is a relief for all of us. Absolutely happy to hear that. So we will have your weird fucking food posts and your funny anecdotal comments for a long time, bitch.
Please, by all means, keep up the food porn. We love that.
I love the food porn. I love when he posts that stuff.
If you like food porn, next week I'll have some pictures.
I was so disturbed by that, Max. I couldn't watch that movie again. I can't watch that movie. And it's Werner Herzog. I can't watch it.
Oh.
It's a documentary about the guy who lived with grizzlies and fucking got himself and his girlfriend killed. They
You love
came into the tent
Herzog.
and fucking ate them. And you hear it. The audio of the attack was recorded. And I don't know if there was video of it. I think there was, but it'll never be seen by public eyes. And I don't think anybody should listen to the mauling because it went on. Just seemed like for forever.
Oh
Yeah,
my
and
God!
you
Look at what 11 also just said. That's so fucked up.
Yeah, but to whom are you going to say it?
Yeah, nobody will know.
To
Nobody
every
will
other
know.
ghost that you're meeting.
What you do is if you've got a camera or a phone, record the whole thing. Record you pissing on him before he eats you, and then throw the phone away. So that'll be found by somebody.
Hey, maybe you get to pose to your fellow ghosts. Because I watched both versions, the British and the American new one. I like ghosts.
I can't seem to really get into the American one. I like the
I got
Viking
into it.
character. He's the only
Yeah.
character I like on the show.
No, Hetty is great too. And when they find out that Flower hasn't been sucked off, but she's stuck in a well, and they need to get her out because this is the worst situation for a ghost. A well is all walls. So, and she's too afraid to walk through the dirt. And then Hetty reveals that she didn't take an overdose of morphine to die. She strangled herself with the phone cord, and they used the phone cord to get Flower out of the well. And that's such a huge moment for Hetty to finally be honest about how and why, because she wanted to protect her son.
Yeah.
So no, I like both of them.
So this is a great comment. He pleaded with the person, the mother, I think, wasn't it, that has the final recording, that she should destroy it, and she wouldn't do it.
That sucks.
And because basically the Werner for some of the dark shit he says that is something that no one should ever hear or see.
And he's a very dark person.
Yeah, he's so dark. We're Isaac and I were talking and had a great conversation about it, and said we're both going back and forth doing impressions of Werner Herzog, talking about the Werner Herzog game, and mine was this. This is the way I said it. I said, it's a lot like life. You play it until you gain as much as you can in this life. Sometimes bad things happen to you, but no matter what, when you finally reach the end of the game, you die. That's dark.
Yeah.
Because I like the game Life, always have. And Zoe and I used to play it all the time when she was little. And but damn it, it's like I said, this is nothing like real life, baby. Do not gauge your future up in this fucking game. It doesn't work like this. Nor does Monopoly.
Oh God, Monopoly. One of the games that would always start a war in my family.
If any of you are sensitive to sugar, don't want sugar in your life, this guy G. Hughes makes some of the best sauces out there. There's no preservatives added to them. These things are so good. This is my favorite sauce right there, the hickory barbecue sauce. I do not like the honey mustard sauce because I'm not a fan of honey mustard, but I love his teriyaki sauce. He does have a General Tso sauce too.
Oh, and that's your favorite.
It's instead of like these bottles, normally these bottles are, the smaller ones are $3.43. Larger bottles are $4. But the General Tso sauce, which is like the smaller teriyaki bottle, is over $4. But to me, it's worth it because I love General Tso sauce. It is like General Tso is like, I always said it. First, God made General Tso sauce, and then He made man. because he felt that something had to eat it to understand how awesome it is.
We have a suggestion here for a show.
Little Caesar is a good film. I like that film. Edward G. Robinson. And sadly, it's the film that got him typecast as playing gangster, bad guys. And he's a good actor. He can play any role, but he got typecast because of Little Caesar. It's a good film.
I put it on a
good
list.
year. Yeah, put it on the list. I also have some films coming up for Military Monday. I guess I could go over those real quick here. I have The Night of the Generals with Peter O'Toole coming up. We have the 633 Squadron with Cliff Robertson. And I am considering doing the Dam Busters movie. But if Andy is here. And another one I want to do has Lee Marvin and Roger Moore in it, called Shout at the Devil. These are some really good war films. I wanted to do the A-Team, but I'm not going to do the film if one of the team really hates it. And Anima couldn't stand it. So I'm like, okay, we're not going to do it then.
I was so disappointed.
So don't
because
blame me,
everybody
guys. Blame
everybody say
her.
it's so much better than The Losers. And I had fun watching The Losers. The
Martin
A-Team
and
is
I
just
don't agree with you. We
all over the fucking place.
thought it was a better film.
Ah,
The only good casting in that movie was Bradley Cooper playing Face.
No, I think Patrick was really good as the villain. He did a better job than Jason Patrick in The Losers because he got smarmy down. He has smarmy down, and he's very snarky. And that was, by the way, I think wasn't it his first movie? Because he was.
No.
What was the movie then? Because he said he got the role while he was doing the play Oklahoma, the musical.
No.
What was it?
I don't know, but
And I thought it was that film for some reason.
What I do know is that Watchmen precedes the A-Team.
Maybe that's what it was, that he got that role. And while he was doing a stage production, and he left stage to do film. And I think he's done a fantastic job.
Wasn't Phantom of the Opera previous to Watchmen?
Yeah, but I don't think that was a major film for him. Nobody knew who the hell he was. Nobody knew who the girl was. And by the way, there's been a fight for years online. And I got it straight from the horse's mouth. The girl that was in Phantom of the Opera film, the pretty one. She was also on that show about the Irish family in Chicago.
Yeah,
on
Emmy
HBO.
Rossum.
That because they said for years, even though she was classically trained to sing, that someone dubbed her voice, and I'm like, why would they do that? That makes no sense. Because she's a nobody. Why would they do that? It made no sense to me. Finally, she said in an interview, no, that was my voice. I sang everything in that film. And her voice is incredible. It's the best part of that movie, is her voice.
I agree.
And Patrick Wilson, by the way, is classically trained too. He came up doing musicals. Like I said, he was doing Oklahoma when he got offered the part for not Phantom of the Opera, but the other film, Watchmen. And
according to IMDb, Patrick Wilson's first movie was My Sister's Wedding in 2001.
Nobody remembers that. Yeah. Once again, it was the film where he got a major role. And the major role wasn't in Phantom. It was in, even though he's a likable character, nobody knew who he was in that film. Hell, nobody even knew who it was playing the Phantom. Who was it?
Gerard Butler.
That's right. And he did his own singing. And that was the other thing.
And it was horrendous.
When he can sing. No, he hit the notes. It's just he's got a rough voice. But I really liked when he sang, what was that song? Music of the Night? Is that the one?
Music of the Night. There's a song called Music of the Night, but what do you want?
Well, whenever he sang that in the film, I used to drive Zoe nuts because I bought her that movie. She had never even heard of the Phantom of the Opera. It's a musical. I bought her that movie, and it became her favorite thing on this planet for a while. And I would intentionally, because she played every day after school, and I'd walk into the living room right in the middle of a scene. If he started to sing, or if I was in the living room and that scene came, I would sing the lines really badly and incorrectly. I would sing the wrong words, and it just drove her up a wall. I love doing it, tormenting my daughter. He is humble. And you wouldn't get that when you see him in the A-Team, because he's such a snarky, smarmy motherfucker. And yet in real life, he's nothing like that. And I think he's closer in real life to the character he plays in the horror films, the franchise. Yeah, she didn't do her own singing. Absolutely. And so someone conflated that with her, the other girl. And it ended up being one of those misnomers that was passed around as truth on the interwebs. I sing that karaoke, Gary. Music of the night. I got to tell you, I do like the song, but I believe that Mr. Bean actor, what's his name, Rowan Atkinson, said it best.
Rowan Atkinson.
He said, Andrew Lloyd Webber, or should I say, the guy who takes anything written by Panini. So many of his phrases are from Beethoven. I've caught Beethoven and I've caught Panini.
You mean Paganini?
Or Paganini. Sorry, yeah.
He steals a lot, yeah.
Yeah, Andrew Lloyd Webber borrows heavily from other people. And I personally have said that the best musical he ever wrote, and he really, the only one I like, is Joseph. I think that is an amazing musical. And I'm talking about Joseph and his amazing Technicolor Dreamcoat. It's a great story. Oh my God, Rowan Atkinson says some of the most snarky shit about people, and it's funny as hell. His little witty witticisms are some of the best I've ever heard. I loved it when he plays the greeter for the dead, and he's like, "You're going to heaven," yes, and gets to the point where he says, "Oh, what religious group got it right?" I can't remember. One of the religious groups got it right, but the Catholics and the Jews were all wrong. You got it completely wrong. On your way to hell. It's like, what?
Yeah, that shit was so funny.
Rowan Atkinson got a beast of
I didn't know he did stand up like this until you showed me.
Yeah.
It's not really stand up.
It's not. It's acting.
Well, no,
It's more of a it's more of a one-man show kind of a thing.
One-man show, but he does have
like
other
that
people.
on
Like when he
stage.
plays the jester trying to act out everything, and the other guy's talking about it. He also did early on. He did a live version of the church scene that you see in Mr. Bean, where he's got a runny nose. He's trying to find something to wipe his nose with, and never knows when to stand up or sit down. Because that's the funniest thing about Catholicism. I told somebody, I said, the hardest part of Catholicism is learning when to stand up and when to kneel and when to sit down. Like, you just watch everybody and learn. Oh, he's pizzled. I love him, man. But anyway, we're going to get the hell out of here. It's so late over there. Mephisto, do you have to go to work in a few hours, or are you off?
No, it's the weekend.
It's Saturday tomorrow, you ignorant.
Yes.
Jesus Christ.
Oh my.
He's biologically Jewish, not religiously. Saturday is not his Sabbath. He could give two shits. He doesn't even own a yarmulke, for Christ's sakes. By the way, I have a friend, my old friend, who I'm still friends with to this day, Dan Halberstein from high school. He wrote an entire article because of something I said to him on purpose. I said, "Yeah, well, you're like one of the Jewish guys. You wear that funny hat. What's it called? A Yamaha?" So he wrote an entire article. It's not a Yamaha. It's a yarmulke. Happy Hanukkah, folks. Just kidding. That's from
the funny part is the name in Hebrew is the equivalent of dome.
Really?
like Iron Dome. Yeah.
So that's what the hat's referred to as, the cap.
Yes, because it's a dome.
Dome. Yeah, the Catholics wear them, by the way. I wore a real yarmulke when my brother was doing stuff like going to synagogue, and I went with him, and he had an extra yarmulke and gave it to me to wear with him. That was fun. Oh, wait, I've seen that one too. That was really good. Where's that? Rowan Atkinson is the Scottish headmaster. Yeah. Yeah, the funniest comedy I've seen that criticizes religion is Rowan Atkinson and fucking Monty Python. They're the only ones I think that get it right and make it funny. So, all right, let's get the hell out of here, guys. Just remember, Father Weems is watching you. And I'm sure he's mad at me right now. so
I'm pretty sure he is.
That's a look of anger. Thanks for showing up, guys. And hope everybody has a good Friday evening. John, of course, is not doing his show tonight because guess what? He's getting married this weekend. And I am not sure if I'm going to the wedding now because of the shit that went down with my daughter today. I will just tell you, she broke up with her boyfriend because he got stupid. And not typical guy stupid shit, but stupid ass shit.
Either way, you will either be at the wedding or taking care of her, so no show tomorrow, guys.
Yep. I'm going to be either drinking beer with Scott, and because he can't drink, he doesn't drink, he refuses to drink. It's a thing that he's always done. He's not an alcoholic or anything like that. He just chose not to. To be honest, best religious comedy is Father Ted. I love Father Ted. I used to watch that show. It made me laugh. There was a movie that came out about altar boys that was really good back in the 80s that I thought was pretty close to what it was like being Catholic and going to Catholic school. Thank you for the $2. Here, I'm going to give you this one because I haven't played it today.
Also get to name your firstborn child. That was in the terms as well. We're thinking dork-faced stinkerbutt. Unless it's a boy, then we're going to call him Gary.
I love it when my name gets shit on. So we are going to get the hell out of here, guys. I'm trying to find the ending. There it is. Remember to hit that like button. And remember to check to see if you have selected the bell, make sure you're still selected because YouTube, I know they're not doing it on purpose, have been making people unfollow shows. So make sure it is. I appreciate all you guys. I hope you have a great Friday. Don't forget that Doomcock is on later with Friday Night Frolics. And then we will be back, not tomorrow, because
on Monday.
No matter what, I'm going to be dealing with either my daughter or John's wedding. Both of them sound really like a lot of fun. So, yeah, that's it. I feel like this character.
What are they doing over there? They're filming something. They're filming midgets. Ray.
That's how I feel about all that.
Who are you in that scenario? The midget or Gleason?
I'm Gleason's character, Ray. So we are getting out of here. Thanks for being here, guys. We deeply appreciate it. And I guess I should say personal thank you to each person for being here. Gambit87, Bill Barkley, Sandra Hammerslag, Reed by Nature, Tom Baker, Scott Lewis, of course, was here for a little bit. 11 Alpha, Penny, Max Demon, Paul Smith. I didn't even see anything from Paul. Did Paul say anything?
Not much more than hi.
Just one line.
What did he say?
I'm trying to find it.
I want to thank Shinatsky. I want to thank Snortopupus Cuber, whom, like I said, I'm friends with him on Facebook, and I like seeing him.
Oh,
with Richard Chamber, which was a TV movie.
I
I know he did Born Identity. The first Born Identity. Oh yes, I actually kind of enjoyed him in Monte Cristo. I want to thank Bush for being here, and thank God for the good news, my friend. Just so you guys know, any of you who have problems, I absolutely keep my friends in my prayers. So I don't know if that's any use to anybody, but I do it anyway. It's good practice. And of course, RRTNZ was here and gave us a really nice $2 super chat.
And
Appreciate
a
it,
pretty
buddy.
accurate assessment here. It says Gleason's best film is The Guard. Yes. I don't know if it's the best.
Which one is that one?
The Guard. The one with Don Cheadle. Remember?
Oh, yes. I talked with Martin about that the other day because they were doing a show, him and the Chief. And I'm like, yeah, I fucking love that movie. I think it's a great film. I love Gleason as an actor. But I also like the one where he's the priest that's going to be killed at the end of the movie. I like that movie. And it's kind of funny. It's darkly funny. But that's it, guys. We're out of here. End song.
This episode has been brought to you by Yannica. Get your own.